Hi, this is my short presentation that I hope will bring some insight into cognitive task analysis. So, what exactly is cognitive task analysis? So, in my research, I found numerous definitions, um, and I really liked this one. Um, a cognitive task analysis, it focuses on the psychological processes that help experts achieve outstanding results as opposed to novices. So, what's interesting is that experts often internalize the key decisions that go into performing tasks. So, a cognitive task analysis, it's about putting these pieces of the puzzle together to find out what exactly is going on when they perform certain tasks. So perhaps we might be looking at how does a master teacher know how to react to a complex situation where students are fighting? How do they manage that student behavior? Or how does a emergency room doctor know just what to do to save a patient's life? Cognitive task analysis is all about how experts approach and solve problems. So let's move on to some methods of cognitive task analysis. So I've already mentioned earlier, the first slide mentioned structured interviews, but also semi-structured, unstructured interviews, self-reports from experts, and also observation. It's not enough to just take someone's word for it, right? It's good to watch experts performing the task. It adds another layer than simply asking them what they're doing. And the text even said, actions sometimes speak louder than words, right? So Watkins even went into how we can aid expert performers in communicating their cognitive processes because it is so difficult to communicate our cognitive processes, right, when we're on autopilot. So our text suggested that we can assist experts by using techniques such as card sorting, process tracing, or concept mapping. So the advantages and the limitations. So over on the left, I've listed some of the advantages. So a cognitive task analysis, it's going to give us detailed, precise information on the nature of expert performance. Um, and when we implement it correctly, it's going to provide a lot of insight, and it's going to be highly valid sources of information. Um, and it provides systematic procedures rather than hit or miss steps. So, this is going to help us see the cognitive processes of experts, right? Disadvantages. It can be really difficult to perform a cognitive task analysis. In fact, multiple readings said it's one of the more difficult analysis methods. It can also be very time intensive, especially combing through that data. Um, and interestingly, it doesn't always capture non cognitive attributes necessary for accomplishing results. So, physical capabilities, access to resources, interpersonal relationships. So, take into account expert performers, right? Sometimes people have performance capacities beyond that of others. So, professional athletes would be one example, and implementation of cognitive processes alone would not be able to duplicate their performance, right? So that is a disadvantage of this method. So this is something in my research that I stumbled upon, and I thought this was really, really cool. So this is an example of the critical decision method. It's one of the approaches to the cognitive task analysis, and this method involves event retrospection guided by probing questions. And I really like this line of questioning to get answers. I like that it tells you what to listen for. It gives flags that you're not getting the answers you need, and when you're getting those kind of answers, you need to probe more deeply. to get the information that you need. So you're seeing some flags here, like, oh, I just know it felt right. I guess it was just a gut feeling. So you know when you're getting those kind of answers that you might want to keep probing, right? And it's giving you the guidelines here, which I think is really cool. So it goes further into deepening some deepening questions for better clarification. What was it about the situation that you knew what was going to happen? What led up to this decision? Uh, what were you seeing? What were you hearing? What were you smelling? What information did you use in making this decision? So it gives you some good examples of questions to get into that process, right? And then there's also the what if approach. So using those questions to get the specific elements. So I really like this, and I will attach this template in the discussion board if anyone would like to look further, because I have limited amount of time here. So these are my references. I just scratched the surface with this. I really encourage everyone to um, look deeper into cognitive task analysis, and I really look forward to our course discussion on these topics. I think this is a really neat thing that we're all focusing on different things.